Willie Paul is one of those people who's like, people love to hate him. It just always feels like people just love to hate him. And honestly, he doesn't do any service to himself based on how he acts, how he is, his approach, his demeanor. Like everything about him is just like he just makes you want to hate him. But at the same time, that's not cause for you to hate anyone. You can't hate someone because they seem very annoying. Anyway, in this particular case, we have seen him being accused of many, many things, including not just sexual harassment by Diana Marua, but additionally, she said that he was cyberbullying her on social media. And of course, this case went ahead and got reported at the DDP, and it has been part of their investigation. Now, what happened is Diana Marua said that she was being harassed by him and cyberbullied by him online, and this again was reported to the OODPP. My God, is imagine mingi, the Office of Director of Public Prosecutions, right? This was reported and the investigation was underway. But it seems that they did a blunder because they confiscated Willie Paul's phone without the right warrant. You know, you're supposed to give someone a warrant for search, a warrant for seizing their property, because obviously you can't just wake up and decide you're going to pick up people's things simply because you're a cop. That's not how justice and the justice system works. So his phone was confiscated, and unfortunately it was confiscated without the right paperwork, without the correct warranties. And obviously because of this, according to Article 31 of the Constitution, which guarantees the right to privacy, this was a violation in that regard. And of course, the evidence that was recovered from that phone, the forensic evidence that was recovered from that phone, information working in her favor or not, is still illegal. The information, the getting of that information is illegal because of the breaking of the article, which is again his right to privacy, and them snatching his phone for the investigation was not done correctly. It was done without a court order, and it was a violation on his part. So ultimately, because of this particular situation, the ODPP Assistant Director Evelyn Onunga said that regardless of what was collected, let me just quote her. It said, "The forensic evidence obtained herein was illegally obtained, hence inadmissible." And for that reason, that court case has been thrown out, and it said that we direct that the case should be closed as it will occasion miscarriage of justice. Again, because it was seized without a court order. Now, obviously, that whole case is thrown out. There's no evidence against him because any evidence was taken illegally. And so basically, Willie Paul issued a statement, as you should. And he said, "This is not the first time that I was maligned. You guys remember the serious allegations that Miss P then 2 years ago, later she came clean and apologized publicly. Miss P said that she was sexually harassed, actually sexually assaulted by Willie Paul. Like she was actually raped by Willie Paul, according to her and the statement that she put out on social media. And of course, later on, she came back and she said, "Oh no, actually, that was false information. He didn't do that to me, and therefore I am retracting this information." But at the same time, this was information that had been put out on social media. We discussed it across many media houses. We had all flamed him for for sexual assault. Like, that's not a simple charge, because this was the second time he'd been accused of sexual assault. Again, Diana Marua went on a whole crying fest on her YouTube and accused him of sexual assault as well. So we're like, why are people like constantly throwing him under the bus when it comes to these particular allegations? They do not make him look good. It is an assassination of his character as a person. And of course, if you do not follow up, like if you didn't know that this is information that, oh yeah, it was actually a lie, you probably still think he's some weirdo somewhere chilling over there and assaulting women, right? Anyway, I feel like this is an assassination of his character for the most part. Again, not that he's the nicest guy to begin with, but if he didn't assault you sexually, you shouldn't be putting that information out there. Long story short, he proceeds to say that, "I would like to thank the ODPP for maintaining justice and ensuring that the decision to prosecute was reviewed fairly." Now, this is not to say that he didn't cyberbully her. This is not to say that he didn't harass her on social media or whatever. This is all to say that he may have done it, but because the data and the evidence was collected illegally and without an order, then it's inadmissible, and therefore the charges are naturally dropped. Now, I don't know what the deal is between Diana Marua and Willie Paul, because she's constantly trying to say something, blow a whistle here and there. And we don't want to assume that she is probably just lying on his name, because honestly, a lot more people, no offense, I'm not, woo, and I hate to draw this comparison, but people said P. Diddy was being accused illegally, right? And now we have new evidence that shows that, yeah, he was weirdo, he was a creep, and he was a really bad person. But for many years, people kept, putting him, putting in their cases to the police, and none of it was investigated until now. We have this oversurgence of information about him, and we're like, damn, we should have probably listened. So what is my point? My point is, if you do feel like someone has done something wrong to you, definitely report it. But don't force issues. Let due process take place. Otherwise, then it just becomes a useless case against this person, right? Just take time, let the court, I know it takes forever, but let the court take its due process, let the police do their investigations correctly, and ultimately you will get justice. It may not be today or tomorrow, but eventually your truth will be said and your truth will be heard. That's my 2 cents.
As much as they want to say that it was an unfair character assassination,
Yeah.
I feel like if people are constantly associating
Calling him
you
out,
with
yeah.
the same thing, clearly there's a problem. There's something that has happened there. And as somebody who has had an experience with Willie Paul, he's not a nice
He's
person.
not the nicest guy.
He's just not
He's a bully.
a decent human being.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go as far as, talking about all the other things because I haven't experienced that. But mine was like an online altercation. I had never met this person. We were just talking on Instagram, but the direction it took and how vile he became when I said, no, I don't want to see you, or no, I don't want to leave my house. It was so uncalled for. And he was one of the first person I ever blocked on social media, because I was like, what the hell is this? Blocked him on Instagram. Unfortunately, he had my WhatsApp number. He came on WhatsApp and said, oh, you've blocked me, blah, 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 blah. How dare you? And I'm like, what?
Why?
What? As in, you have all of these people who are willing to do this with you consensually. You have fans, they're Willie Paul fans. But the ones that say no are the ones that you want to go after. I have really never understood that, especially with male celebrities. All of these people at your disposal. But the one person who doesn't want anything to do with you is the one you're going to pursue so that you feel some type of way about yourself. You're disgusting. Anyway, I don't like him. He's whatever. Good for him and his vindication. But yeah, he's trash.
He's not a nice